Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina, I'm your girl, and today I am going to be showing you how you can design some Hog Minnie Mouse acrylic tumblers. These tumblers are just the cutest. Kids love them, parents love them because you can create something special for your kids. And I am going to show you what I did to these tumblers. These are like my money-making Minnie Mouse tumblers. They come in so many different colors. They come with their own individualized straws and the box as well. So put that away out the side. Today I'm going to be doing the clear and I'm going to be doing the pink, but they come in red, they come in black, blue, purple, so many different colors. I got mine from the stainlesssteeldepot.com, which is about $3.75 each. The hole is at the top. The lids come off. These are just the cutest little tumblers that you can make, and there's so many different things you can do. I know a lot of people normally, drill the hole at the bottom because they are double wall, and you can drill the hole at the bottom, and you can actually put your liquid on the inside, glitter on the inside, shake them up, and make little snow globes. But today I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to show you how I actually just, designed it on the outside, and I want you guys to check it out. So if you're interested, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel because I am bringing you all behind the scenes of my business, all DIYs, all crafts, and money-making tips to help you grow yours. So go ahead, like and subscribe, and let's get started into the video. I'm about to design these Minnie Mouse tumblers. I'm going to put them on the turners. And my son is outside behind me playing on his go-kart. So I'm probably going to end up switching to voiceovers. But I'm getting ready to go ahead and start these. Move the tops out the way. I'm going to tape off the top of the rim because I don't want the epoxy going all the way up or inside. So I'm just taping off the top part. And again, this is the electrical tape that I get from the dollar. Much cheaper than the painter's tape. It lasts pretty good, long time, and it's only $1. You get 2 rolls in it from the Dollar Tree. So that way I get the inside taped off as well, and that outer top part as well, because when I put the lid back on, I just don't want that part epoxied. Everything underneath is fine. I'm gonna tape off this one as well. My son keeps talking to me or thinks I'm talking to him because I'm recording, and I keep telling him to stop talking to me, so I apologize. But this is literally his second day outside since he had COVID, so we're still in quarantine. He's much better, but he hasn't been outside or anything. So last night was the very first night he was outside, and he wanted to come outside again while I was working. So working, being a mom, all that stuff, taking care of him while he was sick, and thank God it wasn't worse. Tape the inside of that. Put this inside. Stick that on. I'm just going to wipe down and clean off my tumblers before I apply any epoxy. So I decided to separate them just to give more space when it is time to glitter. And I only have about 10 mLs. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this one a thin layer of epoxy. Really thin over the whole thing. lightly at the bottom. Make sure I coat it evenly, top to bottom. And that was literally perfect amount. I'm gonna just put a paper plate underneath. This is like a nice crystal glitter. I should have started from the bottom. Start with the red. Tapping it every so often so it can fall. Gonna make sure I get the bottom. The line doesn't have to be perfect for me. That's to coat the bottom. All the glitters, everything I use will be linked down below. So I'm gonna let that spin for about 2 to 4 hours. Tap that off. Let's do the next one. So I simply repeated the exact same steps using the same amount of epoxy, 10 mLs, to fully coat the tumbler from the top and the bottom. You don't need that much, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and glitter this tumbler as well. So I'm going to use the same color at the top. This is almost looks like a frost type effect. They see the other one on the right that looks like Christmas colors, but this is a transparent clear glitter, and I got this one from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was about $7.99 or $8.99. So this one won't be linked down below, but all the rest of them I got from eFavMart. And this pink color is the closest I had to pink. As you saw, I just forgot to switch the plate and I mixed the colors, but this one is a rose gold color and I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the bottom and finish this tumbler off. So because I don't want my glitter to go to waste and I can't put it back into the container because I mixed them, I'm just using my hands and my fingers to sprinkle it on in between the two colors to give it more of a softer ombre transition type effect and a little bit more pizzazz. I'm going to let those turn for a few and then I'll be back to seal the glitter in, and then we can add the decals. And this is how I put my glitter back in. Sometimes I'll use the paper, but this time I just decided it would be a little easier just to use paper plates. Ooh. try to get back as much of it as possible inside. I get these from eFave Mart. So before I apply my coat of epoxy, I like to set my glitter in place using this Rust-Oleum Clear Gloss Sealer. I use this so that way the glitter does not move or spread from color to color. I let this sit for a good 30 minutes and then I apply my coat of epoxy. So I have about 40 mLs here for both of these tumblers. I know I probably have too much because these tumblers are, you know, small, 16 ounces. But I'm just going to mix this up for a good 3 to 5 minutes and pour this out evenly. Second layer of epoxy. It's turned for about 4 hours. I have the cutest little decals, water slides I'm going to put on these. They almost look similar, but you can definitely tell which one is pink and which one is red. And I got my epoxy right off of Etsy. I do want to try that Amazing Clear Cast, I think it's called, but it just costs so much. I got 1 gallon of, you know, this epoxy for like $40. It's like almost half the price. So now I'm just going to apply a generous amount on each tumbler for the epoxy using 20 mLs. But I do believe I used a little bit more on the right tumbler than I did on the left. But it's quite okay because I'll come back in and fix it and add a little bit more on the third layer of epoxy. So that first layer that I give, I want to make sure it's nice and thin because I want the glitter to lay nice and flat. The more epoxy you use on your first layer, then of course the more bulky, you know, the more glitter that you'll have to use to absorb the epoxy. But now for this layer, you want to make sure you use a nice generous amount to make sure you give a flood coat to cover and seal in all the glitter, so that way when you apply your decals, it's completely nice and smooth. So I'm doing that, and as you see, the glitter is not moving because I use the clear gloss spray, so that way the glitter is not moving or running into each other. When you have multiple colors, you want to make sure your glitter stays put. And I'm using my Wagner heat gun, making sure I get the bottom as well. And I'll let that turn for 6 to 8 hours. So I'm about to apply the water slides now because I definitely got to put another layer of epoxy. I just sanded it, and because of the glitter, I definitely have some patches, even with sanding, that I still need to smooth out. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I got a little cold. I don't know what is going on. And I did have room temperature water, but all of a sudden my water got cool. I don't really normally use cool water, but I don't feel like going back inside. I love this water slide paper. It does me no wrong, only when I mess it up. So I'm gonna see if I can get a perfect transfer with this cool water. You only let it sit for about 30 seconds or so, and it's coming off already. So I'm going to go ahead and position this right in place where I want it, leaving space for when I customize it. And even if I don't customize it, it'll still look great without a name attached to it. I'm going to smooth that out. You want to get all the water from underneath, making sure that's nice and straight. She's resting right above the glitter. That was a real easy transfer. I'm gonna go ahead and put the red on. I don't know, I have 2 red. I think I'm gonna use this one. That one looks really nice. So this water slide paper like really works great. Works really fast. Go ahead and just wipe that off. I don't even need a whole 60 seconds. Literally, I've never left it in a minute because it just, the paper, the backings starts to slide off really fast. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wet this one. You see how that's coming off already? This one has that tail, so I wanna make sure. This one is gonna be a little different. So I'll probably do the name on this one on the back just to make it different. And because it has like little small pieces, I want to make sure I slide it off where I'm not messing up Minnie Mouse. I want to see that one was a little trickier because it had smaller pieces and the camera is in the way. Let me just move the camera over really quick. I just need to make sure Minnie is straight. Look at her arms. Got to make sure her arms are straight. Ooh, I got a little tear in her head. In her ear. Ooh, Minnie got a tear in her ear. We can't have that. So because Minnie has a little tear, I'm going to take that one off. I don't want that water slide. I'm going to pause and heat up the water. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to do this water slide now. I liked it the other one better, but oh well. I always have more than one water slide. Never print just one. So I'm just going to put this in a nice position. Slide. Oh, do not mess up. Let's see, this is the easiest way to slide it off because the hands, you know, everything is so small. And a little tiny curly tail. Now I don't like the way it's positioned. Still trying to, can't even remember how the tail is supposed to go up. But of course it ain't going up. Okay, the tail got twisted. If anything, I will cut this tail off. I can see now this tail gonna be a pain. It's supposed to curl up, but it's not doing that, and it's not doing it on the right side. So we're gonna straighten everything else out. I gotta make sure I smooth everything else out first. Ooh, almost forgot her dress. And I'm gonna cut the tail because I don't have time to be fooling with Minnie Mouse today. We're not doing that, Minnie. So I have my X-Acto knife, and I'm just literally gonna be very careful and cut that right off. Now the shoe is not perfect. Trying to get the shoe smoothed out, and I think that's good. Wipe off the excess. Now when I do my water slide decals, I just let them sit for a little while, and then I'll come back and apply another layer of epoxy. Soon I'm going to show you how I'm going to dazzle up the tops. I'm back because I found a buyer. Oh my goodness, these flies are going to be the death of me in this garage. I was not playing. I really wanted to show it being personalized because this is a new listing. And being that I don't know too many little girls down here, I moved to North Carolina from New York. I just showed it to my friend. I said, what little girl loves Minnie Mouse? He said, my niece loves Minnie Mouse. I said, oh my God, you would be like the best uncle in the world if you bought this for her. He said, I'm already the best uncle. But of course he is buying it. So I am personalizing, just making sure I have everything weeded. I'm going to personalize the pink one for her. I'm gonna bling out the top in some black glitter. I'm gonna put the polka dots at the bottom of this one. It's gonna look really nice. So when you're creating a new listing, I just wanna make sure it's perfect. Although I could have generated a name on it, I definitely could have did that. So I'm gonna make sure it's completely centered. That looks good. So this is a water slide with the Oracle 651. Just gonna Peel that back off. Boom, just like that. I had sanded it down, so that's why it looks like that. Wiped it down with alcohol. But I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some polka dots to this one. Just sporadically around it to see how it looks. So I cut out these little circles using Oracle 651 in Silhouette Studio on my Cameo 4 Plus. So whether or not my customer wants their tumbler personalized with the name or not, the polka dots just add a lot more pizzazz to the tumbler. Y'all know I love pizzazz. Gotta spice it up, gotta make it unique, gotta make it different, and I didn't want it to be plain, especially if there was no name. So if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for your girl. That will help me out a whole lot if you're not subscribed already. If you are, go ahead and smash the like button, hit the notification bell, because I'm showing you step by step on how to make these tumblers special and unique and how to make some money, honey. So now that I got my polka dots applied, they looking real good, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my final coat of epoxy. I want to make sure I give a nice amount. Don't drop. Oh, I forgot to put my silicone mat down underneath. I do not want to get epoxy on my turner. I want to get a nice line at the top. Make sure I seal in all that glitter. Bottom. I'm just going to jump back and forth to make sure I have enough epoxy for both, which I should. Miss Taylor is going to be so excited to get her little Minnie Mouse tumbler. The glitter at the top is more of a like transparent one. I really wish it was more, you know, sparkly white, glittery white. So I do need to find another color. You know, you keep buying colors, playing with colors until you get the color that you like the best. Want to make sure the cup is nice and level. So now for the final step, I'm just going to hit this with my heat gun, get out any bubbles that might be there. Can't really see them too well because of the color of the glitter. But guess what? I'm going to wrap up this video. I hate to leave you guys hanging. I've kept you long enough. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and joining me today. I am going to make this a part 2. So make sure you come back for part 2, which will be posted the following day. So that way you can see how I trick out the tops, how I glitter the top lids of the Minnie Mouse ears, which can be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to show you how to do that, and I promise that video will be much shorter. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, but this is it for the bottom. All that's left is it for the dry. Let it spin for 8 hours, and you got some Minnie Mouse tumblers.